Hello, the King R here with the NBA season finally coming to the very end. The NBA finals are here. And of course, what does that mean? I have to do a simulation thanks to NBA 2K17 to see who's going to win. And I'm not going to be doing a full out best of 7. It's just one game. Winner take all simulation. So let's see. And of course, who's in the NBA Finals? Well, if you've been living under a rock, well, I'm sorry for you. Because if you haven't paid attention, whatever, for the last 2-3 years, you haven't missed much. It's the same two teams for the first time ever in NBA Finals history. We have the same two teams playing each other for a third straight year. From the East and defending NBA champions, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. And from the West, defending Western Conference champions and NBA champions 2 years ago, the Golden State Warriors. Now, it's a big old surprise that this is the first time ever in NBA Finals history that we've had the same two teams play each other 3 years in a row. Especially when it comes to the Los Angeles Lakers and the Boston Celtics. They've played each other how many times in the finals? But never more than 2 years in a row. And the NBA's finally joined the NFL, MLB, and NHL to have this. To have the same two teams play each other 3 straight years. We go look back in the MLB, the World Series. For the first and only time that happened was back in the 20s, 1921, 1922, and 1923, when the New York Giants took on the New York Yankees 3 straight years. And the Giants had their number, had the Yankees number 2 years in a row.
You've got to see it again to
Wow.
really believe it and get confident enough
In
to say
the
it.
NFL
Kevin?
and in the
His teammates know firsthand what an impact he makes, David. Thank you.
NHL,
And for many teams, there just
those both
isn't a
happened
lot
in the
to play
50s.
for at this
First,
point late in the season. Steve, what are those teams looking at as the season
where is
winds
it?
down?
Here we go.
Well, just playing their younger guys, taking a look
We
at
had
some of those guys that didn't get a lot
this
of
is a
playing
surprise,
time, and
showing
just
how
trying to
good these
see
two
what you
teams
have
were
for
back
next
in the
year.
day.
Who you gonna keep, who you gonna add, and who you
The
gonna
Detroit
subtract.
Lions and the
Motivating
Cleveland
factors.
Browns
Every
played each
game's
other
on TV.
3 straight times in 52, 53, and 54. Surprisingly, the Cleveland Browns were in the NFL championship game
Yes, indeed.
from
I mean, you can't
1950,
play
51,
the scoreboard
52,
per se. You can't play
53,
your wins, losses if
54,
you're out of it. You gotta
and
just play hard all the
55. 6 straight
All fueled up and
years
ready
they
to
went to
go.
the
Brought
NFL
to you by
championship
Gatorade.
game.
Let's check out who's
But
on
you
the
don't hear
floor.
about that anymore.
And so in the game for the Cavaliers,
But
LeBron and Love,
Detroit
the two
had Cleveland's
superstar
number.
forwards.
They won that series 2
Sharpshooters
games
Irving
to
and
1.
J.R. Smith are the backcourt
And then
duo.
finally,
And it's Thompson
Lord
in at the
Stanley's
5,
Cup, which
roaming
is
the paint.
ironically going on right
And
now
one thing
with
we've seen from Kevin Durant
between
so
Nashville
far in
and
his
Pittsburgh.
career
And
is that he shows up big when
you
games
should check
mean
out my
the most.
other
His
video
team might not
with
always
the
win
simulation
when the lights are the
prediction
brightest,
on that
but he
series,
is doing
and
his very
at the
best.
moment it's
You
not
are
going the
so
way
right. Whenever
I'm
he is on
hoping.
the
But
national
if you want to
stage,
find
it
out my
seems
thoughts
that
and
is when
opinions,
he drops 40 and
check
10,
that
and
video out.
He's been
But
playing
anyways,
huge games his entire life and
Lord
knows how
Stanley's
to
Cup.
amp himself up. And while some stars can will
that was also back in the 50s.
vanish
Okay,
in
where's
big
my
games,
bench marker?
Durant just seems to
Nope.
flourish.
Come on.
Kevin Durant, a 4-time scoring champ. That award based on points per game average.
Oh,
if you go by
come
total points in
on.
a season, he's led the league on 5 separate occasions.
Yes, here we go. You had the
And both free throws good for
Detroit Red
Durant.
Wings
And the Cavs,
and the
obviously
Montreal
one of the most talented
Canadiens
teams
in
in the
54,
NBA. It's taken time for them
55,
to learn
and
how to
56,
play
and
together,
Detroit
though.
took care of that series.
Big three and guys
3
that have never been
games,
around each other,
or
and
2
some
games to
young
1.
guys when you start talking about
So
Kevin
the
Love
question
and
comes
Kyrie
down
Irving.
to
Synergy, chemistry, that's all they needed. They have it now.
who's going to win between Cleveland and Golden State. They both
LeBron
have
with
split the last
guarded
2
now
years,
by Durant.
obviously. But now it's
Outside
it's
Irving.
not quite the same old, same old. These two teams aren't the same.
Love inside.
So let's find out how
And Love
Golden
gets it to
State
go.
and Cleveland
Using his
got to where they
size
are.
inside, Love carves out just enough space to
I mean,
get off
first
the
and
shot.
foremost,
Curry
after
kicks to Durant.
Golden State blew a 3-1 lead
Not gonna go that time.
in the finals
Good lead
last
by
year,
Thompson.
because you know how many times
Cavaliers
that's going to be
are
brought
going
up
the
this
game.
year.
LeBron
They-
dishes to Irving.
Not intentionally, but Kevin Durant was a free agent.
And here
He
in the
wanted to
first,
sign
closing
with
in on
Golden
2 minutes
State,
play.
and you know what? He did what
Back to James.
he did so, and everyone's
the
giving
clock.
Kevin Durant all this hard and backlash,
Cleveland
whatever.
again with the bucket.
But you know
At
what?
a
Who
time when
cares?
everyone's obsessed with threes and dunks,
That's somewhat what's wrong with the
LeBron's
NBA
showing off a
in this
strong
day and age. But
in-between game.
before I
Green left
digress,
side.
Golden
Down
State,
low,
they signed
deflects
Kevin
the
Durant.
pass. And
They have now more or less a
now Williams.
big four
He
instead of
hasn't
just a
yet put
big
up any
three.
points in this one. Feeds to Fry.
But
From downtown, the Warriors
they
pull it in.
finished in the West with the best record, as usual, for
We've got
I believe the
1:48
third
left here in
straight
the first
year.
quarter.
Oh,
West passes
we
to
know
Curry.
how they did last year, setting an
to
NBA
West.
record of
And 2 free
73,
throws coming up as he misses
73
that one.
regular
Drawing
season
the
wins,
whistle and a
just
lot of
to
contact there.
fall short in the finals
Now you look
last
at
year.
the
But this
star
year they
trio of
finished
LeBron
67
James, Kyrie Irving,
and
Kevin
15.
Love. Smitty, how do
A
you think the
whopping
Cavs have done as far as integrating the talents of those
16
three?
It's
games
been a big
ahead
challenge.
of
Reason
second
why
place
all
Los
three of
Angeles
these guys are
Clippers.
accustomed to having the basketball in their hands
In their
and getting a lot
conference.
of touches. There's only one
Month
basketball,
by
and it's not
month,
easy.
they did not
It takes
have a
lot of
losing record
sacrifice,
at all.
trust,
They
and
started the
commitment.
season 2-1. In October, November 14-1,
The free
December
throw drops for
13-3, January 12-2, February 9-3, March 12-4, and April 5-1. Like I said, getting the number 1 seed in the West again. And you know what? They became the first team to go 12-0 to reach the finals, mainly because now the first round has an extra
He's
game.
perfect from the
But-
line this time. And for the fans, they see the
They-
players' performance as far as box scores and
come on.
highlight reel plays. But, Steve, in your estimation, which players
No.
in the league right now seem to be the best teammates? Have that intangible teammates.
There's a lot of guys come to mind. I think you look at a guy like
Sorry for the
Draymond
little
Green,
delay.
for the Golden State Warriors. You look at Boris
That's
Diaw,
not what I
Danny
want.
Green for the Spurs. I mean, you go down the list from Miami. I thought Chris Bosh was a fantastic
why?
teammate when he's playing with the Big Three. So there's a lot of guys that can play at a high level, but also fit in that role.
I would think it'd be very difficult to be a championship caliber team and not
But
have
what they
teammates
took
who
on
trust
Portland,
and that
they
bond.
swept
Now,
them.
there's always a stray, but the
Then-
overall unity's got to be, I think, right there.
The key word you
I
said,
believe
think,
they
Kevin,
took
is
on the
chemistry.
Utah
You gotta have that
Jazz.
chemistry, and you gotta somewhat like
And then
each other.
finally
And
the
here's
San Antonio
Shepherd
Spurs.
after the three-pointer from Stephen Curry.
But it just seemed like all those teams were injured.
Outside
But
Williams.
that's neither concern
Here's
or
Love.
worry for any of them.
JaVale McGee grabs the miss. Warriors leading by 7. Iguodala
Oh,
kicks to Livingston.
just double checking that.
There's the feed to McGee.
I
Wants
know.
to get it to Iguodala and does.
Gotta love the tenacity from Iggy there. Always love seeing
Yes,
him
Golden
grab
State
it through.
swept Portland, swept Utah, and swept San Antonio to go 12
Here is Williams.
12-0 for the first
Quiet
time
so far
in
offensively,
NBA
searching
history
for his
to
first
do so.
points of the game.
Now the question became, could Cleveland match
Gets
that
to Love.
as the defending champions? Yes, they
the
had some bumpy
13-footer.
roads
What a
this
play.
offseason,
Simply drains
especially
it
a
in
lot
at
of
the
heat
buzzer.
with
Nice shot there
LeBron
without
resting
second
a lot
to
during the
spare.
regular season.
Court awareness on how much
And
time was left on the
not
clock.
that he was hurt or anything, but that was a main topic. Why are why are they resting these guys if they're healthy and able to play? Well, who knows? Not quite. Who cares? But that's a little discussion I might get to later on. Anyways, Cleveland finished
And the basketball
second overall
bloodlines of
in the
Klay
East
Thompson. He tells us how
with a
his
record of
father and brother have
51-31
become so involved with his
and was
success.
number 1 in the Central Division, though.
Dad always watched
Month by month,
and I watch film too. Not saying I don't. But,
month by month,
he
they
just-
started
they're
off
both
strong.
fans
They
and
were 3-0 in
they,
October,
have a
10-3
huge passion for the
in
game. That's why
November,
they're still around it.
12-4 in December. January had a little hiccup
you know,
though,
it's
going
great to have
7-8.
that blend
February
of
though
support
9-2.
and competitiveness
But here is
around
where
you,
their
really
decline
your whole
started.
life.
in March. They went 7-10, and in April 3-4, and everyone was criticizing them, and LeBron be like, "We'll just flip the switch."
All right, the
And
second
of course,
quarter
you know
beginning
what?
in just a
That's
moment.
what
And
they
the Warriors
did.
guys, what
They
jumps out to
flipped
you in
the
this game,
switch
stats-wise?
once
I
the
just really
playoffs
like what we're
started.
seeing from a defensive
They went in,
standpoint,
they
forcing a
took
lot
care of the
turnovers
Pacers,
with those quick
4
hands.
games.
Everyone on the court just has an
4 games
eye
to
for
none.
what the offense is going to
They
do
took
next,
care of,
and that's beautiful to watch.
Livingston and Thompson
Toronto,
are the guards.
4 games to
Draymond
none.
Green is out there
And
with
then
Durant, and it's Barnes
here comes
at the
Boston,
three. So
the
that's
best
group
team
out
in
there
the
for Golden
East.
State.
How the heck did
Credit
they,
Kyrie,
you know,
tremendous
have a
vision.
better record
Finds the open
than
man.
And then Durant
Cleveland
with the
Cavaliers?
dunk.
Well, you know, Cavaliers, they choked down the stretch, but it didn't matter.
Damage
They took
to
the first
rim
2
than
games,
that
and what
when
happened?
he wants
Oh,
to.
you're right.
Boston-
With the
Boston
lead
takes
they're
game 3.
enjoying,
Oh.
I'm surprised he didn't put a
They,
little
there
something extra
goes
on
the
that one.
sweep
See,
to the
when you're
finals,
going
the
into the
join
teeth of the defense,
Golden State in
you
the
have
record
to
of
go harder.
entering the
Soft
finals
lay in,
12-0 and
won't cut it.
12-0.
Fades away.
But Cleveland bounced back,
That's
wins
short
game
off the
4
rim.
and 5
He's usually
to
money
go
from mid-range,
12-1,
but the
entering the
defender got
NBA
up in his
Finals.
shirt, took him out of rhythm.
The screen
So
from Thompson.
basically, we got our 2 best teams in the finals.
outside.
I mean,
Pass
Cleveland
to
may
Irving.
not
Jumper
may
off
not
the
be the number
screen.
1 seed in the East,
The
but
Warriors
you know,
pull it in.
To me,
And
that's just a loss of
they
focus.
are the
He
best
was
team in the
wide
East.
open for one of his favorite
whatever
spots.
team LeBron is on,
Livingston.
and we all know he's going to stay in the East,
And Thompson sends it back.
they're the
Great
best team.
timing by Tristan Thompson on that block. That's his forte.
So, speaking of LeBron, one of the big questions, you know, this is now his 7th straight final, but he's not the only person to make the finals 7 straight years. He has a fellow teammate
And that's out of bounds. Golden State will
that
retain
has
possession.
traveled with him the last 7 years,
And we'll examine here how
Good
the
old
distribution
James
has been between
Jones,
three-pointers and two-pointers tonight for
who's
the
been,
Warriors.
you know, LeBron's
Liking the
teammate
effectiveness they've shown
for,
here from three-point
you know, like I
land.
said, the
And
last
say, hey,
7
shoot it
years.
more. They've been successful with a high field goal percentage,
He
and we'll
was
see if that
with
continues to be a
LeBron
part
in
of their
Miami for
arsenal.
4 straight, and now he's been with Cleveland the last 3 years. And no one's
Here
talking
in the
about
second
him.
with about a minute and a half gone by.
Of course not, because he's not
Barnes dishes to
LeBron
Green.
James. But
Shot
one of the
clock at
big
6.
topics as of
Kicks to
late is
Livingston.
LeBron James.
two
Is he
from
the
Barnes.
greatest of all time now?
No good.
Has
Shot
he
missing.
surpassed
Jefferson
Michael
with some nice
Jordan?
deep.
This and that. It's a great
side,
debate to have,
From the corner.
especially
Barnes grabs the
people
miss.
who do not
Warriors leading by
like
7.
LeBron
Let's
James.
catch up with
Now,
our sideline
personally,
reporter, David
I don't
Aldridge.
really care about LeBron.
Andre Iguodala has continued
I
to
mean,
display his
I will say
versatility
I was
throughout his
happy for
career.
Cleveland
He was a former
that they
All-Star
won the
and, of
finals
course, the
last year,
Finals
but
MVP in 2015.
I did
And the
not
leader
like
of
how
the
they did
Warriors'
it
elite bench unit.
because
He said, I really try to
it
lead by example.
just
and the
felt
first unit's playing well.
awkward.
Is almost 11 points a game.
And
Love with the screen for Williams.
if LeBron was not on the team and
it's
how
Korver
LeBron
in
was
the
with,
corner.
left, and came back,
Love dishes
and
to
they won
Williams.
without him, I wouldn't
It's
have mind
deflected.
at all.
Stolen
But
by
it's
McGee.
confusing and hard to say how to
Curry against
describe
Williams.
why I
Curry passes to West.
didn't like Cleveland winning last year.
Second shot
Because
opportunity,
of
and
the whole
layup
LeBron
good
thing.
by McGee.
And if you think about
and
it,
they're controlling the boards, Kevin. That's
when
plus
LeBron
5
left
in that
7 years
category.
ago, I mean, how did he
Williams
not
next to
plan this? I mean, obviously he wasn't going to win a
1:19 left
championship
here in the
in
second.
Cleveland
Well,
with the
wide
current
open
players
look for Love.
and staff that
Great use of the
was
pick to
there
create room
when
for the
he
jumper.
decided to leave for free
Love's
agency.
got 6
I
here in
mean,
this
they
quarter.
made it to the finals back in
despite the
07,
high
but they
start
got
from
swept by
beyond,
San
they've gotten
Antonio.
away
And that's not
from
the same
shooting the
LeBron James that we see, you know, today and now.
They set the
And
pick. Iguodala kicks
getting
to
into
Thompson.
the Michael Jordan debate,
And a miss there
you know,
on the
Jordan
triple.
went
A
6-0
3-point
in the
marksman.
finals.
He couldn't have asked for a better
What's
look.
LeBron right now?
Sometimes it just doesn't go down.
He's
Oh, and he went for the
3
two-hander
and
on the slam using
4?
some muscle.
Some
This is his
urgency
8th
from him
final.
there. Sure.
first player to take 2 different
The shot's
teams
good.
to 4
McGee's got his second
NBA
bucket.
Finals.
Oh, I love that dish
But
down
that whole
low.
They can
But
trade
anyways,
2 for 1 here.
Would be
before
the
I get
right
too far
move, I believe,
long,
right now.
when he left,
Love with the screen on
you know, he
West.
need Cleveland to suck. Cleveland got how many #1 draft
West
picks
against Williams
in the draft by sucking
to the middle.
in those
He's looking for
4-year
Love and finds
spans?
him.
A ton
And
of moves
LeBron-
in Kevin's arsenal
LeBron's
makes the
happy.
defender into the
He had to
foul.
go to Miami with Dwayne Wade and Bosh.
He's had 6 attempts at the line.
And
made 5
as long
of
as
them.
he got
And
one
he has been
championship
really
down
good
there,
here
I
at
think
the
he
free
was
throw line in the
happy.
first half.
He didn't care to some degree.
That free
I mean,
throw
it's all
good from
fun and
Kevin
games
Love.
to play in
And really
to
a
play
good
in
job
the
of getting
play in
to the
8
line in that first quarter. Hasn't
NBA
been doing that
finals.
as much here in the
But
second.
how
Tom
much
Simmons
better would have
checked
been
in
if
for
he
Channing
would have
Frye.
won every single year instead of they lost 1-2, lost 2,
Both free throws
won
good
last
from
year,
Kevin Love.
and now
And getting to
we'll
the
see what
line,
happens
hitting
this
your
year.
free throws, a good way
But
to get back
with
into the
Cleveland
game. It stops
sucking,
the
getting all
clock
these
and
number 1 draft
extends the
picks,
game and allows
they
you
can
the
restock.
opportunity to
LeBron,
set
he
your
got his
defense.
ring.
They've been perfectly
He was there for
aligned so
4
far
years.
here
Be
in
like,
the second quarter.
you know,
He's going
I
to
got my
force them
rings.
to
I'm
have
coming
to
back
make
home
adjustments. That's
because
number
you know
4
what?
in terms of
I got
triples
what I
in
want.
that.
Now I'm going to try and give Cleveland what they want.
Here's Williams.
Now I don't know if that's selfishness or not, but
He dishes it to Love.
it's
Good.
he
The
was
nice
thinking about
assist for
himself
Williams.
first, which when it comes to
21 points for Love.
players, you
This is
should.
the thing about Kevin Love.
But
he can go off on you. The talent level
It's
is
just
there.
one of those
And so
one
it's
of
a
those
close game
debates
as we wrap up the first
that
half of
rages
basketball.
on. But now you go
Warriors ahead,
into
up by
the
4.
Michael Jordan,
And a chance now to
LeBron
send it
James
over to
debate.
David
Who's the
Aldridge,
greatest of all
standing by
time?
courtside. David.
We don't know who's the greatest of all time. They're both great players. I mean, before Jordan and LeBron stepped on the court, who was the greatest before them? Magic, Russell, Kareem, Oscar Robinson. I don't know who else prior to them. And you know, in 15, 20 years or 30 years down the road, there's going to be another name. Another handful of names
Checking out the group for
that,
Tyronn
they're the
Lue to
greatest
start
of
the
all
second
time.
half. Love and
I
Thompson,
mean,
the
keep
hard
seeing how if
rebounding
LeBron
post
played
pair.
back in the day
Smith and LeBron
against the
filling
bad
out the
boys of
wings.
Detroit,
And it's
there's
Irving at
no
the point
way
guard.
he could be the
Out
best
here's
or
Pachulia. The
greatest of
screen
all
from
time.
Thompson.
But
The
you know, when
rebound
the
by Kevin
rules
Love.
of the game changes, players adapt and change their game, and so we
Passes
see
it to Irving.
a handful of great players come and go. So we all know you're either a Michael Jordan
Pocket six.
greatest of all time or LeBron James of greatest of all time, and a lot of people are saying
LeBron James
LeBron
on
now
the win.
because it's here and now, and you see
That
what he's
one
doing,
doesn't go.
all these points,
So Golden State
all
will take it
these
the other way.
straight final appearances.
biggest lead of
Well,
the game
that's
was
easy
9.
said and done if you have a weak NBA,
Outside,
which
Green
we just might have,
dishes
because
it to
it
Durant.
just seems like in this playoffs, and if not
Thompson
last year,
gets it to go in
well,
on the assist
maybe
by
got spoiled
Durant.
last year how the Western
19
Conference
points
Finals
for Klay Thompson.
ended up, and
Klay
how
Thompson is like
the
a
NBA Finals
microwave.
turned out
He can
last
heat
year
up in a hurry.
with the exciting comeback down
Irving
3-1,
against Curry.
and boom, Golden State. They're in the finals,
Now
but they
here's
blew a
Irving.
3-1
He's
lead.
tightly guarded.
And the
Pachulia with the
Cavaliers,
steal.
Cleveland finally can celebrate. We are champions.
Thompson against Smith.
We are champions once
Puts one
again.
up. And a rebound
And
goes to the Cavaliers.
Now,
Love's got
this
6
year in
rebounds
the
game. In the corner,
NBA
Smith with
playoffs,
it.
it's just that
Knocks down the 3 balls. Smith's got 9.
there was so many blowouts,
JR cannot be left
so
alone.
many sweeps, that we're just
Smith,
hoping that
an
the finals
all-out
themselves,
gunner.
Golden State and
Never
Cleveland,
saw a shot he didn't like, but you know what?
is
It works
what
for
we've
him.
been waiting for and
Now here's Durant.
hoping for.
He's got 13.
This
Pachulia
anticipation
dishes to Durant. The screen
of
from
seeing
Thompson.
these two teams,
Curry
which,
outside.
you know,
It's rebounded
might
by-
play each other 5 straight
screen
years,
from
6
Thompson.
straight years in the finals,
There's a good screen.
and that we won't
And
see
a
anyone
wide open
else.
look for James.
But
Nice
we don't
teamwork
know.
to set up the pick play
Only
and
time
make
will
the
tell.
space for the J.
But
Working the screen
Okay.
like a pro. LeBron
let's
creates space.
let's get
and
down
then
to
knocks it
some
down.
predictions and so forth.
Curry
Now,
attacking, kicks it to West.
I just like how the beginning of the
Pass to
season, everyone's harassing Kevin Durant,
Picked
Kevin
by
Durant,
West.
Kevin Durant.
Outside Curry.
I mean,
Nailed from
He goes,
three-point land.
signs with Golden
Curry's
State.
got 23.
Everyone's like,
And that's
oh,
another
he
three.
should have
And
stayed in
really, the
Oklahoma
defense is
City.
hoping that they
He
don't
should have
from out
stayed
there
there,
like they
helped
did in
win
the
them a
first half.
championship. Well, you know
They
what?
may
How the
be in
NBA is
for a
set
real
up
basketball.
and run in
Now,
this
here's
day and age,
Irving.
it's rigged.
16 points for him.
I mean, players can go more or less where they want. They're all friends, it seems
James
like.
against
Half the
Curry.
NBA, they're buddies
LeBron
in the
kicks to
offseason. They
And
they
going
play
out of
against
bounds.
each other, hang out,
Last touch by
and
Barnes.
do whatever.
And
And
here's a look
you
at
have
the
a
shot
mega
chart
team in the
showing the field
East, and you have a
goals
mega
attempted
team in the
locations.
West. And
You know, I doubt they came
East
into
is
this game thinking
so
they would be doing
depleted,
this much
no one
damage
wants to play against
from
LeBron,
mid-range, but
so
you
either
have to
they
give
join
credit for
him
being
or
able
go to the
see
West.
What is available in their
and
offense and then
it's only
exploit
time
the
that the
weakness of
East
the
gets
D.
better.
To be successful
While in the
this
West,
league, you have to be
either
flexible,
you
and
join
they've done
Golden
a great
State,
job of that
or you,
so far.
there's a
Irving
few
from long range. Pokes
other
away.
competitors like in San
Out of bounds,
Antonio,
Golden State takes possession.
Houston, and
And here's a look at some of the
maybe
most multi-dimensional
OKC,
players in the NBA.
but
Not
that's
only can
pushing
they
it.
pass, they can fill it up. The highest scoring
but it's
point
mainly
guards this
just Golden
season.
State in the
Steph Curry
West and
fourth.
Cleveland in the East,
And,
and
of
the
course,
question
Kyrie
becomes how
Irving.
long is that going to
This is a
last?
collection of maybe the most well-rounded players in our league. I mean, to see those kinds of scoring numbers from the point guard position is crazy.
Take a little
There
quick
are
peek
so
how
many
this
point guards
simulation's
in this
going.
league today who
Ooh,
can put
Cleveland's
points
up
on the
by
board.
2 with
Just
under a
look
minute
at
left
those
in the
numbers.
third.
Here's McGee.
But Golden State
And
just
a
tied
great
it up.
assist by Curry as
So,
that one goes in. Curry's
here's
got
my
5
prediction.
assists in the game.
I really thought
Irving
in
kicks to LeBron.
both teams, both Golden State and Cleveland, would walk to the finals with ease,
Back to Irving.
sweeping everyone along their way just to show their dominance and how, we have to have Golden State, Cleveland once
From
again. We
15
got to see
feet
who's the
away,
best,
and it's
who's
good
going to win
off
the rubber
back of
match.
the rim and in. Irving's
Well,
got 10 points now just in
We're
this quarter.
close.
Boy, has
Tip-off's
he put
just
his foot
minutes
on the
away,
pedal
you could
here
say.
this quarter. He's doing a terrific
But-
job in terms of leading their offense.
Both teams
Now, here's
have
Curry.
their flaws. Both teams
He's
have
got
their goods
23.
and so
It's
forth.
good
The
from
question
long
becomes,
Awesome look from
can
Stephen
LeBron
Curry.
not have,
Outstanding
what
at
happened to him
distributing
in
the
Game 3 of the Eastern Conference Finals and just not show
And
up?
here's Korver.
Or are we going to actually have that close competitive game? Or,
The
in
screen
my
from
opinion,
Thompson. Irving.
blowouts left and right?
Again, Irving missing.
Put simple, here's my
Three-quarters of play
pick.
in a
Here's
close
my
game
prediction.
here. Warriors ahead.
Home
as
teams,
they wrap
home
up the
teams
third
win.
quarter with a massive
And they win by a lot.
16-6 run. It's the NBA.
I
on
mean,
2K
that first
Sports
game
from Oracle
might be
Arena
close,
in
but I
Oakland,
think it's going to be a
California.
runaway. Golden State, since they have the better record, they have home court advantage. They're going to take games 1 and 2. They head back out east to Cleveland, and Cleveland takes care of business. They bounce back. They win games 3 and 4. But unfortunately, that's where it ends. They go back to Golden State. Golden State wins. They're up 3 games to 2. Head back out east, Cleveland. Oh, maybe a tight one, but they walk away with it.
And a moment
Wins
ago,
game
inside the
6,
huddle with head coach
forces a
Steve
game
Kerr.
7 back at the Oracle, and Golden State just walks all over
And Steve Kerr asking his
Cleveland
guys to
to
simply
win
run their offense, share the
their
basketball.
second championship in 3
Don't
years.
Just settle for tossing it
So,
around the horn. Attack
that's-
the defense,
I'm going with
play
Golden State.
inside out when you can.
I feel like Golden State's the better team.
We
Golden
welcome you
State
back to what has been a good one here as we get into the fourth quarter.
is
the Splash Brothers in the
well-rounded,
backcourt. Durant is out there
and
with Draymond
that,
Green,
you know,
and
Kevin
it's
Durant, he'll
Pachulia
finally
in
get
at the
his
center
ring.
position. That's the
I mean,
Warriors.
you
five.
gotta do what you gotta do to get the ring. I mean,
And it's Love
look at
missing.
LeBron.
The Warriors
Look at
lead.
Durant. He hasn't won it yet. But I mean, even look at Kevin
Up top,
Durant,
Curry.
not Kevin
He's
Durant,
guarded by Williams.
Kevin Garnett,
Curry shot
and
is
Ray
off.
Allen.
Well, the
You know,
Cavaliers shooting
they went to
53%
Boston.
from the floor. They're locked in.
And teamed
James
up, I
kicks
believe,
to Williams.
Paul Pierce, and they brought
Screen by
Boston
Smith.
back to life. They gave
Back to LeBron.
Boston
Shoots.
meaning again. You know, Boston strong,
And that'll be Cleveland as it goes
and they
out of bounds.
took Boston to
Cavaliers
2
retain
championships in 3 years, but winning 1, and renewed that rivalry against the Los Angeles Lakers. Ooh,
possession. Here's Smith.
those were the days.
Here's Shumpert.
But-
And slam dunk by Shumpert.
So
I'm a
basically,
big fan of Shumpert
my pick,
attacking.
Golden
He has
State
the
in
length,
7.
explosiveness to do more of this.
I would be flabbergasted if Golden State went 16-0. They swept
Curry with
Cleveland.
another miss.
And
Cavaliers have gone 1 of
I would-
3 from the field to start
that'd
the
be
fourth
my
quarter.
biggest surprise. If it was 4 games,
Shumpert, no good.
a shot he knows he needs to make.
If it-
when the
if-
defense
if it's
sags
not,
off him.
uh,
Still a little inconsistent from
if
out
it ends
there.
in 4 games, I'll be
Curry
surprised.
kicks to
But if it doesn't
Thompson.
go 7, I
Back
would
to
still,
Curry.
I'd also be surprised.
Some nice
Or
passing
not,
by Golden State.
no, just
And
stumbling,
again, no
rumbling,
good by Golden
bumbling.
State.
But anyways,
Cavaliers leading.
this face facts. Golden State going,
About
Cleveland,
a minute and a half
LeBron,
through the
sorry.
fourth quarter now.
Sorry, LeBron. You're not the
And
greatest of all
foul
time
hard that
in my
time. He'll
book.
get to the line and shoot two.
That person
And it
either
goes on
hasn't played yet
Draymond
or,
Green.
you know,
Great scores
is the
have
other
this
person that wears
ability.
23
Let
and is
LeBron get that
6-0.
close, that's 2
I believe
points
he's
or a
6-0
trip
in
to the line.
the finals, and he took 2 years off. Just imagine if Michael Jordan did not retire from the NBA and took the Bulls to 8 straight championships, went 8-0, hypothetically, went 8-0. Just imagine what type of debate we'd be having against LeBron then. You know, taking a team, 8 straight championships, haven't seen that since since Boston did it back, in the 70s or 60s or whatever, when Boston did that. It would be just,
He hits the second from the line.
how could you not say Michael Jordan would be the greatest of all time? But, he didn't.
He's finally pushing the action
So.
and reaping the reward.
Oh, what we got?
Curry
Cleveland's
passes
up by
to
2
Back to Curry.
at the about 10.5-minute mark.
Great D that time
Obviously.
from James.
Edit this down
after
just a bit,
fighting
but
to get back
hopefully
into it, that was the
you're
chance
enjoying
there to tie
what
it
you're
up.
seeing
Ever so close.
and hearing.
Needed that one
I
to
mean,
go down.
join the debate,
Now
join
here's
the
Williams.
discussion.
Screen by
I mean,
Smith. James
I kind
dishes
of
to Williams.
would like, it'd be
Sits on
interesting,
the
instead of
shot
having
clock.
home court
James
advantage,
with it. Now Green
actually had a
defending.
neutral site for all 7
17-foot
games.
shot on the way.
How much of a difference
And he
that
hits
would
the jump
make
shot.
for
James has got 5 points now in the quarter.
for both teams.
And once Kyrie gets
You know,
in rhythm,
because like
he's
in
flat out
in the
unstoppable
NFL, you get the
at
Super Bowl,
scoring the
that's a
basketball.
neutral site. But MLB,
Curry is
NHL,
inside.
and
He's covered by Irving.
NBA,
Good on that shot, and with that,
they
the
go back and forth
lead is
between
cut to
the
just
2
3
teams.
points on the
You know,
basket from
team with the
Stephen
better
Curry.
record,
Now
for the most
Cleveland
part, they
shooting
get home
52%
court
from
advantage,
the
home field
floor.
advantage, home
So far
ice
from
advantage,
that.
whatever. So if there's a game
Irving
7, they're back
passes
at
to
home.
Smith.
But
It's a pick
I wouldn't
by
mind
Love.
to see
Fires the three.
a neutral site,
Smith,
you know,
no luck.
travel, and
They've shared
it doesn't
the
have to be
load
stayed in the middle of the country. It just be like the Super Bowl, you make these bids, and then think about it, the fans don't have to travel. I mean, you would have to. The fans would have to,
The screen from Thompson.
take days
Irving
off
kicks
from
to
work,
Smith.
whatever. But these
Thompson
people
is
that are
screen on
spending,
Thompson. Here's Smith. The shot from
half
the
a,
low post is good.
several, for some thousands of dollars, anyways, to get their hands on these tickets. I mean, they got the money to travel and so on and so forth.
Curry
So I don't know.
against Irving.
Maybe that's why that doesn't look so well. Have a neutral site, but then you can have have it done in a week, every other day, if so forth. What we got now? We got a minute left in the game. Cleveland's up by 1. They got just turned the ball over.
With the steal.
Was that Durant? What type of pass was that? That's another turnover. So we got
Thompson against
48 seconds. And a foul happens.
And so he draws the foul on the shot.
This is-
and a trip to the line to shoot 2.
Close game, close game. This is what people want, I'm sure.
Have it cost your team points.
Be interesting. So, what we got? Cleveland.
No good as
This
the
is their
first
first
free
free
throw.
throw.
We'll see if he can nail the second.
That hurts. Instead of a 3-pointer, if he makes this, Golden State just needs 2 to tie. And if the finals don't live up to what people want,
And he ends up
Oh.
making the second. and
how
that
people
will
have
put
been
them up by
reacting
2.
about the playoffs
Well,
this
they should
this
be
season,
looking at a
you'd be
3-point lead,
surprised
hopefully for them.
that people
That
are
miss
watching
won't
to
cost them.
begin with.
Now a timeout called by
It's just
Golden
amazing
State.
just to see that
They're losing
how
by
much
2.
people hate the
There's
playoffs,
48 seconds
hate
left in
the
game.
results, but yet they're still getting record ratings. People are tuning in, watching every single game, every single night. So, but it will. I gotta slide this in just quickly. The one thing I don't care for when it comes to the NBA Finals is that the start time, tip-off time. Most NBA games average about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. But tip-off is 9 Eastern, 8 Central. And okay, teams, people on the West Coast, that's not so bad because that's 6 o'clock Pacific time. But on the East Coast, it's 9 o'clock. And when the series moves to Cleveland, that's still going to be 9 o'clock. And the game's not going to get done until past 11, almost midnight, especially if it goes into overtime. Game 1 is Thursday, June 1st. Then they don't play again until June 4th, Sunday. Oh, we got a tie ball game. 42.4 seconds left in the game. 117 to 117. But that's another annoying thing that is these gaps. The NHL, they got it right. They play every other day. As simple as that. Game 1 Monday, Game 2 Wednesday, Game 3 Friday, Game 4 Sunday. I mean, just that simple. NBA, they always have to have these huge gaps. There's 2 days between Game 1 and Game 2. And then between Game 2 and Game 3, another 2-day gap. Which I can understand going from West Coast to East Coast. Okay, fine and dandy. But come on. And then, but Wednesday to Friday, that's only, a day off in between for Game 4, Game 5, if necessary. That's another two-day gap. Yeah, but you're going back to Golden State, so understandable. But Game 6, if necessary, that's another 2-day gap, and Game 7, if necessary, is another 2-day gap. Because you're going back to back. I kind of get it, but still, if you were at a neutral site, you wouldn't have to have that extra day. And you know how many people are going to be whining, we need our basketball. But, okay, we still got tie ball game. Nope. And out 35 seconds and counting.
Rebound that comes up.
No, it's felt like
no good.
Finds ways to snag rebounds.
Oh my goodness.
Sometimes.
You know how many people would die of a heart attack? 22.6 seconds. Golden State's got the ball and they call a timeout. People would be going nuts if this was real. If this was Game 7 especially. Are we going to see some overtime? You know Golden State's going to milk the clock. They're going to have to take one last shot. They want that game winner. We'll just have to wait and see. So what we got? 22.6 seconds. Golden State on the inbound. Oh, here's the inbound. Curry, who else?
And so here is
Curry's
Golden
got the ball
State.
top of the key. And we got
Curry
clock
with
15 and counting. So obviously he's waiting near 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Question becomes, do you wait too long? There's
the screen.
shot for no
Can't.
overtime. Imagine if Game 7 went to overtime.
Time
people be just
expires
going
and
nuts.
we're going to overtime. We'll take
But
a
anyways.
quick break, then get you back to the action.
So we got ourselves some extra basketball overtime. So 117. Who is going to go out and win this? Catch it. Now, overtime in the NBA, pretty simple. 5 minute a minute period. Whoever has the most points or tied, is the winner and or goes into second overtime.
Extra time, just about to get started here
NHL,
with the jump ball coming up.
if NHL has overtime game, first goal wins. Simple as that. MLB, tie games after 9 innings, extra innings. Both sides get a chance. NFL, on the other hand, no. Overtime is so complicated now. It's not sudden death anymore. It's not first team automatic, scores wins. If you get a touchdown, game's over on the opening drive. But if you kick a field goal, the other team gets a shot. And, you don't score on your opening drive, then it's all fair game. The NFL, in my mind, needs to get their act together and change their overtime rules where it's a little more fair. I mean, this past Super Bowl 51, amazing Super Bowl. I mean, not happy with the result. Speaking of greatest of all time, Tom Brady ain't in my book. But, you had Atlanta 28-3 against New England, and they tied up the game 28-28, and New England got the ball first, and what happened? Atlanta doesn't see the ball at all. How is that fair in a championship game? Not saying life is fair. But anywho, let's see. Cleveland got the tip off, and they take an early 2-point lead in overtime. Let's go. Fast forward with a minute left. Golden State down by 3, 134 to 131. Time is ticking. Time is not on their side. Woo. All those LeBron haters would be peeing their pants right now of nervousness. And they can't make the Golden State can't make the 3-point shot. And, look at Cleveland. Step back, in and out though. Golden State running out of time. 35 seconds and counting. Of course, they give the ball to Curry. Still, it's amazing to see how many people can't make a basket. But look, right, that's game right there. Clock's ticking.
Here's James.
Shot clock's down to 10 seconds, and there's a difference of 5. And you would have to foul him. You would have to. Pass,
Outside
step
Irving.
back, shoot. No. Oh, Golden State, 4 seconds left. 4 seconds left to force a second overtime.
They're losing by 3.
Can Golden State do it?
3 seconds left to play
Well,
OT, and
we'll
this
find
battle
out in a bit.
continuing.
So, just a quick recap. Like I said, I'd rather see Golden State win. NBA 2K17, on the other hand, it doesn't look good for them. But here is my final prediction, just to throw it out there. Golden State in 7. I know I said it before, and I'll say it again. Golden State in 7. Every home team, or the home team, will win their game. The away team's not going to win in their opposing arena. So now, was it Stephen Kerr? Well, he's not going to be on the sidelines for Golden State. Sad to hear about his issues with back problems. Things just good for him, and I think he might better off retiring. I mean, it's not like Golden State can't win without him. But anyways, here we go. Inbound. 4, 3, 2, 1. Last edition shot. No good. So NBA 2K17 predicts Cleveland is going to be your NBA champions. Well, I'm sorry, NBA 2K17. I won't have to agree with you.
But give them credit. They were able to regroup.
I want Golden State. You say Cleveland. We'll find out when it happens tonight, or the start of it. So, anyways, thanks for watching. We'll find out. So, like I said, thanks for watching. Tune in for more stuff here and there. So, anyways, see ya.